Hello kids, it's Dr. Iris, and you guessed it, I'm still super duper excited to continue the Great Escape series. This week's lesson is entitled Obedience is Next to Godliness, and it can be found in the International Children's Bible in the book of Genesis, chapter 19. Are you ready? Let's go. Well, as you can tell by the title, this week's lesson is about obedience. How many of you are always obedient? Raise your hands now. Are you always obedient to your parents? Do you always listen to your grandparents? What about your teachers? Or what about God? Do you obey Him? Well, this week's lesson focuses on Lot and his decision to obey God. Are you ready? Let's go! After the death of his father, Lot went to live with his uncle Abram, who loved Lot like his own son. Lot became prosperous and, like Abram, owned many animals and servants. When the Lord commanded Abram to move to the land of Bethel, Lot went also. When they reached Bethel, however, they found it necessary to separate their households. Abram told Lot to look over the land and choose where he wanted to live. Well, Lot looked out and saw the beauty of the plain of Jordan, and he chose to live there. At first, it seemed like Lot had made a very good decision. But the nearby cities of Sodom and Gomorrah were very, very wicked, and so he was a little unsure. But Lot was a good man, and he tried to teach his children about God. But because he lived near some of the most evil cities ever on earth, he again was unsure. The people of Sodom and Gomorrah had become so evil that it had become necessary for that city to be destroyed. Well, the Lord sent 2 angels to Sodom before it was going to be destroyed, and Lot met these angels at the gate of the city and bowed in respect. He invited them to his home to eat and rest. The angels instructed Lot to gather his family together and quickly leave the city. Well, Lot immediately went to his married children to warn them of the upcoming destruction. But his children did not want to leave. Only Lot's 2 unmarried daughters were obedient and agreed to leave. In the morning, the angels told Lot, "Arise, take thy wife and thy 2 daughters, lest you be consumed by the destruction of the cities." So they took Lot, his wife, and his 2 daughters by the hand and led them out of Sodom. The angels told them to escape for their lives. But they also said, when you're leaving, do not look back or you will be consumed. Well, Lot and his family were far enough away to be safe. The angels called upon God to destroy the city. The Lord rained fire and brimstone upon Sodom and Gomorrah. The angels told Lot and his family to not look back on the burning cities. But Lot's wife did not obey. She looked back to see what was happening, and immediately she was turned into a pillar of salt. So, what's the escape lesson? Well, kids, in this story, Lot obeyed God. He was not consumed, and so he was able to escape with his 2 daughters. He was obedient. He listened to God, and he was safe. Kids, that's what we have to remember. We not only have to listen to our parents and our guardians, our grandparents, our aunts, our uncles, anyone who's in authority. We have to listen to them, kids. Because you know why? Because they only want to protect us. They only want us to see good things happen to us. So when they give us instruction, we have to follow them. Just like we have to follow the instructions of God, right? To be kind, to love our neighbors, to not live in fear. No, we're throwing away that old person that didn't obey God, that didn't listen to our parents, that didn't listen to our caregivers. We are becoming the new us, the new you, the new me, and we are obeying God. And we are obeying those figures of authority that only mean the best for us. All right, kids, we're escaping the old and running to the new. Our obedience to God. Hello, kids. Didn't you love that lesson? Oh, obedience is next to godliness. Yes, it is. I love the story of Lot. Well, I love any story that talks about the importance of obedience, especially the obedience to God. He will never lead us astray, kids. So listen, remember to obey your parents, your caregivers, anybody in an authority role, kids, because I promise you, they're only looking out for you. And remember, obey God. His plan is so much greater than our plan. So when we hear that voice from God, and we're going to talk about that in another video, what that voice sounds like. When we hear that voice from God telling us to do it this way, let's do it that way. Let's be obedient. All right? Listen, kids, I just have a few things to tell you. Number one, I am Dr. Iris again. I'm telling you my name again because I want you to understand that my name is Dr. Iris and I love you so much and there's nothing you can do about it. The second thing is you are awesome because our amazing God made you that way. And the third thing is remember your faith and your hope in God. And when you remember those two things, remember to escape that person who was not full of hope, who did not have faith, and run to that person that has both of those things and more. All right? We're securing our relationship with God, kids. We're escaping the old and running to the new. All right, listen. Have a great week.